tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Hello there, I'm Dylan, aka the Wise Sith, and today we're going to be looking at another figure that I got recently. And this one I found at my local Walmart. I was kind of shocked to see it out in the wild. I guess they had it out for like Christmas. Who knows? But without further ado, let's look at Darth Nihilus from Knights of the Old Republic. So this is a figure I've been long wanting to get for a long time. Ever since I've seen them come out with it. This is a gaming series. If you don't know, Knights of the Old Republic was a game that came out early 2000s. It was a really fun Star Wars game before everything else, before they kind of like, everything. And, Darth Nihilus is like one of like an OP of like Sith Lords out there. He's one of my favorite Sith Lords. But like, yeah, without further ado, let's look at the box. So here's the front of the box. This is Darth Nihilus, and you can see Star Wars The Black Series, and you got Star Wars Black Series Gaming Greats. And then here is a artwork of Darth Nihilus, and then of course you got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, because that's when he appears in there. And of course you got Darth Nihilus, and then you got Nihilus on the side. And then on this side, of course, you just got Star Wars Black Series, or the Black Series Gaming Greats, Darth Nihilus. And then on the back, here's some info of him. So if you want to if you want to pause the screen and read all that, you can. But here is the same rendering art of him. Here's all the info, junk info. More junk info, barcode if you want to scan that on eBay or something. But yeah, without further ado, let's open this bad boy up. All right, so he does come with one accessory, which is his lightsaber. And if you want to look at that, this is what his hilt design looks like. So sort of like a curved hilt design, just like that. There's not much detail going on. You do have like some black wash going on in the crevices and stuff, and then the emitter is black. But that's probably about it on this lightsaber. So just just basic. Going on to the figure, let's go off by articulation and the head. So in the head, let's see, going down, you can only look probably about to there, and then up about to there, because you're only limited because of the hood or the cowl tilt. There's not really much tilt going on, but you can turn his head back and forth. I'm not going to go all the way around because it might screw up the cape. So going on in the arms, so his arms go up to there, and then back down to there. It does feel like it's on a ratchet type of joint, because there is like popping. Let's see if I can shoot this in the mic. I don't know if you can hear that, but like there is some like popping going on, so it's like it pops in place. But going on to the elbows, okay, so it goes all the way around just like this, just like that. There is no butterfly joint in this figure as well. Elbows, it's not double jointed, but it does bend about to there, kind of like a 90 degrees, and then out to there. It does swivel an elbow all the way around. Wrist, swivel all the way around, and then they look like they turn like that. So they turn this way instead of this way, if that makes sense. So you can see his wrist turn about to there to there. And then I don't know if the other hand's the same way. I think the other hand is like the back and forth basic tilt. So just like that. It was the same way with that stormtrooper over there. But Going on to ab crunch, he does crunch about to there, all the way to there. He does turn. I'm sure he turns all the way around, but I'm not going to test that. But he can turn to there, to there. I'm sure you can turn it around, but I'm not going to, like I said. Going on to legs, he does have, looks like he has thigh swivel all the way around, just like that. And it does look like his joints can be shown. He is double jointed, so his knees can bend. Let's see if I can do this. I can't. His knees can bend like probably about to there, and then outwards to there, so straightening it up. But bad thing is, it looks like they repurposed the same mold, so that's why you got these joint holes in there. Going on to ankles, because there's no knee swivel or anything, so ankles, he can bend his ankle to his foot to back to there, and then his foot forward to there, and then it does tilt from there to about there. And I believe that's it on the articulation. So going on to detail, there probably won't be much paint detail besides what's in the face, because the rest of him is just all black paint. But going on to the face, you got his iconic skull-like mask. As you can see, it is nicely painted, looks like. And you can also make out his face too. I know in the game it was kind of like that. If you see like pictures and stuff, like artwork of him and such, you've noticed like it's just like a shadow. You can't see his face at all, like the structure of his face. As you can see, like right here, you can just kind of see nothing. You just see the mask. But like in the game, I know you can also see his face. It looks like the cowl is nicely sculpted in the wrinkles up here. Nice sculpted wrinkles. Shape is all nice and detailed. Of course, he comes with a cloth cape, and you can see nice wrinkles and then all sorts of details going on in the robe. Of course, you got the tethered piece right here, so it's all tethered up. His belt is nicely detailed. You can see all the Chicago screws is what they're known as in there. I don't know if you knew that, but like fun fact, if you were trying to make your own Jedi or Sith belt, and I don't know if you remember, some of them have like these little metal rivet things or whatever poking out that the center belt is lined up in. Those are typically Chicago screws, I believe. So if you wanted to make your own, those are usually the things you can use. Just a little fun fact, because I used to try to make one before. Didn't turn out good, but like it is what it is. So I had to end up buying one from Amazon. But there is a bunch of tethering going on at the bottom of this piece right here. You can see it looks like it's all torn up on the back. You can see there's holes forming right here. It's all tethered, distressed. Going on to the pants, you can kind of see they are kind of textured a little bit. And then the boots, nicely detailed. There's a lot of wrinkles. You can see the buckles going on. There is some kind of like detail texture going on right here on the side. I don't know if there is on this side. Yes, there is on that side. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this figure. I hope you liked this video. Stay tuned for more. Be sure to like and subscribe. Remember, the Force will be with you always. I'll see you later.